The pounding on the door was violent enough to rattle the frame. 3 sharp knocks. Then silence. My heart stuttered. I wasn't expecting anyone, and after years of trying to live quietly, any sound that forceful made my body tense like it remembered something, like it remembered her. I opened the door to 2 officers. The younger one shifted uncomfortably. The older one met my eyes with that grim professional sympathy that tells you nothing good is coming. Mr. Carter Reynolds? I nodded. I'm Detective Lowe. We need to ask you a few questions about your ex-wife Emily Reynolds. The air left my lungs. I hadn't heard her name spoken aloud in nearly 2 years. Even after everything, it still landed like a fist. The betrayal had been surgical in its precision, clean, practiced, deliberate. Emily hadn't just cheated. She built a parallel life right under my nose. A new apartment. A man she worked with. I found out when she didn't show up to my mother's funeral. Her phone was off. Her car gone. When she finally texted, it was a single line, "We need to talk." I remembered standing in our kitchen that night, the air heavy with rain, the walls echoing every sound, the fridge hum, the tick of the clock, the quiet thunder of my pulse. She walked in wearing his jacket. Didn't even take it off before saying she was leaving. 2 years. 2 years of therapy, alcohol, silence, rebuilding. I thought I'd buried her ghost. Detective Lowe cleared his throat. There was an incident early this morning. A break-in at Emily's home. I blinked. She's okay? He hesitated. She's missing. There were signs of a struggle. And your name came up in her records. The words seemed to tilt the room. My name. You were listed as her emergency contact. That made no sense. We haven't spoken in 2 years. The younger officer, a woman with kind eyes, chimed in quietly. We found a photo of you in her living room. Recent. Looked like it was taken within the last few months. My mind went blank. That's impossible. The detectives exchanged a glance. Lowe handed me a photo, printed from her house, I assumed. I nearly dropped it. It was me, sitting on a park bench, reading. My morning routine, the park near my apartment. The photo was taken from a distance, but it was unmistakably recent, same coat, same haircut. She'd been following you? I whispered. Lowe's eyes stayed on me. We were hoping you could explain that. For a moment the room blurred. The woman I once loved, who had shattered me, had been watching me? Memories began to tangle and overlap. The car I thought I saw behind me a few weeks ago. The perfume that lingered outside my apartment one morning. Hers, that jasmine scent. The unmarked envelope I found slipped under my door a month ago, containing nothing but a pressed daisy. I dismissed it. Now I wasn't so sure. Mr. Reynolds, Lowe said gently. When was the last time you saw her? I hesitated. The truth was messy. About 6 months ago, she'd shown up at my door, soaked from rain, trembling, mascara streaked. She said it was a mistake. That the man she left me for wasn't who she thought he was. She begged for forgiveness, for another chance. I couldn't do it. I told her I'd moved on. She cried for a long time before leaving. But as she walked away, she said something strange. You'll see soon, Carter. You'll understand everything. The detective's radio crackled, and a distorted voice came through. Lowe stepped aside to answer. The younger officer stayed, her expression soft but searching. Did she ever seem afraid of someone? She asked. I thought about that night. The way Emily kept glancing at the window. The way her voice trembled not just with guilt but fear. Yes, I said finally. But she wouldn't say who. Lowe returned, his expression darker. We just got something. Her car was found near Millstone Bridge. The trunk was open. There was blood. My stomach turned to ice. Mr. Reynolds, he said carefully, we're going to need you to come with us. At the station, the interrogation room smelled of coffee and cold metal. They asked questions. I answered everything. No, I hadn't seen her since that night. No, I didn't know who she'd been with. Yes, I'd moved on. Yes, I still cared, maybe in that strange residual way people care for ghosts. But when they showed me the next photo, my heart stopped. It was Emily at my apartment door. The building's security camera. Dated 3 nights ago. 11:47 p.m. I'd been home. I hadn't heard a sound. She came to see you, Lowe said. Do you have any idea why? I shook my head, but inside something clicked. The envelope. The daisy. The perfume. She'd been there. They let me go after an hour, pending further questions. I walked out into the cold night, the city lights bleeding into the fog. My reflection in the precinct window looked like a stranger, tired, older, haunted. When I got home, there was another envelope under my door. No return address. My pulse spiked as I picked it up. Inside was a small flash drive and a note in Emily's handwriting. If you're reading this, I'm gone. He found me. And you were right not to trust anyone. The flash drive contained one video. Grainy footage of her in a dim apartment. She looked terrified. Carter, she whispered. If anything happens to me, tell them it was Ryan. He's not who he says he is. The screen cut to black. Ryan. Her coworker. The man she'd left me for. I called Detective Lowe immediately. They traced Ryan's real identity within hours. He wasn't a simple marketing consultant like she'd told me. He was under investigation for embezzlement and fraud. When the firm discovered it, he vanished right around the same time Emily did. They found her body 2 days later near the river. She'd been trying to expose him. That was why she'd followed me, to make sure someone still remembered who she was in case he silenced her. The funeral was small. I stood apart from the crowd, unsure if I belonged there. The woman buried wasn't the same one who betrayed me. Or maybe she was both flawed, broken, human. I placed a daisy on her grave and whispered, "You were right. I understand now." The wind caught her perfume again, jasmine, faint and fleeting. And for the first time in years I didn't feel anger. Just a deep, hollow grief for the love we both destroyed, and the secrets that survived us.